Thank you, Mr. President. I welcome this session. The international community cannot ignore the desperate plight and suffering of the Rohingya Muslims. I thank Bangladesh's government for ensuring that refugees receive urgent aid. I'm also pleased that the United Kingdom has contributed £59 million in humanitarian support. The United Kingdom is committed to working with international partners to resolve the situation in Rakhine. At September's Council, I called on Burmese security forces to stop committing human rights violations against the Rohingya. Today's session, together with the overwhelming vote in favour of the OIC-led resolution in the Third Committee at the United Nations, which the United Kingdom co-sponsored, reflects growing international outrage at these despicable atrocities. I welcome the UN Security Council's adoption of the first presidential statement on Burma for 10 years. This significant step sent a clear message. International pressure will not relent until the state authorities act to enable refugees to return to Rakhine voluntarily, with dignity, and, importantly, safely. The state authorities, as the High Commissioner stated, must grant full humanitarian access to northern Rakhine so that affected communities can receive vital assistance. They must also cooperate fully with the United Nations human rights system, including the independent fact-finding mission established by this very Council. The United Kingdom believes that supporting the civilian government is the best way to ensure fair treatment for the Rohingya and respect for human rights. United Kingdom ministers have urged Aung San Suu Kyi and senior members of the civilian government to take all the necessary steps. Mr. President, as the United Kingdom Prime Minister's Special Representative on preventing sexual violence in conflict, I want to draw particular attention to the harrowing reports of rape, sexual abuse and brutality from refugees in Cox's Bazar. Indeed, as we heard directly from Special Representative Patton in very graphic terms. Last month, the head of the UK's Preventing Sexual Violence in Conflict initiative joined Special Representative Patton's visit to the refugee camps and heard appalling and traumatic stories and accounts shared by the survivors. We have since deployed 2 civilian experts to Bangladesh. They will make recommendations to the UK government on further support to survivors of sexual violence, including support for the investigation and documentation of these abhorrent crimes. Today's special session demonstrates the strength of international feeling about the situation facing the Rohingya community. The current crisis was precipitated by the long-standing inequality between communities in Rakhine. The state authorities must act swiftly, not only to address this inequality, but also to relieve the suffering of the Rohingya and restore security to enable them to return with dignity and safety and allow them to rebuild their lives. Thank you.